Hello, my dears, and welcome to the Good For You studio. Today I've got a standing routine for you, and as usual, you don't have to remember anything, you don't have to learn anything. If I go this way and you go that way, it doesn't matter. Just do what you see, have fun. If something doesn't feel right, then just don't do it. And if for any reason you need to step away and go back to your life, you can do that too. There's no beginning and ending really in Tai Chi Fit. But but I am going to start excuse me, right here for you. Right off to the side of my line, and I'm going to start with my hands right down at my sides. Everything's relaxed. Just give a little wiggle. We call this the octopus. Mhm. And then when you're ready, just take a deep breath and settle everything down. And float those arms up like they're giant wings of a beautiful bird. And let your heart be free. Inhale. Do that again. And this time, let your breath be free. One more time. And let your thoughts be free. Just let them float away for a while. If you can't stop thinking about something, then focus on something else. Focus on the music or the sound of my voice or your breathing. Beautiful. And as you exhale this time and those wings float down, put all the weight in one foot and step out with the other. It doesn't matter which foot you really step out on. I've got some guests with me today. They're four-legged. One's on camera and one's off. So you're seeing Rocky, and he's totally into this. Now, with a breath, we're going to float our hands up in front, right to our collarbones, and then exhale and melt down. And then right here, we're going to open the hands palm forward, bring it in, gather it in right here, and sink the chi. So you inhale and lift and gather right to your heart, but not into your body, and let it melt down. Knees are flexed. Inhale, lift and gather, and exhale. Beautiful. And now we're going to let those arms float up in front again, rising up a tiny bit. And exhale, everything melts down. Ooh, all the way down. Inhaling and floating up. We call this opening the door. Exhale, let it melt down. We'll do one more of those. Inhale and float up. Exhale, melt down. When you get to the bottom, let your hands float up in front and open out to the sides again. And take one hand, it doesn't matter which one, and sweep it right across your belly. The other hand will come across the top, and it's like you're holding a ball. We call this embracing the moon. Exhale and let that moon go. Now we'll use both arms at the same time. So we'll inhale and melt down just a little bit. Embrace that moon and let it go. Inhale again. Grab that moon up. And exhaling, let it go. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and let it go. This time, let your fingertips float toward each other. When they get almost to the center, pull them into your heart. Palms will face out this time. Take a step to the corner and then just shift your weight a little bit and push forward. Sitting back, bring those hands back in. Exhale and push forward. We call this moving mountains. Inhale and move some mountains. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Here comes the last one. And when we finish this one, we're just going to let our hands go palms to the earth and float them across the horizon, stepping in, pull them back into your heart, and step out to the opposite corner, and then push and move some mountains there. You got to give yourself a little room. Beautiful. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhaling and exhaling. Yeah. And when we get to the end of this one, we're going to slide back across the horizon, stepping in. Pull the hands into the heart, step out again, and this time cross the wrists way up, right about shoulder height. Let them sink down. Sit back on that back leg and then open the arms out and bring them up and come forward and cross them again, just like you're a butterfly opening their wings for the first time. Whenever I do Princess on the Mountain, which is what this is called, and I talk about the butterfly, I always wonder what a butterfly feels like the first time they open their wings. They've been a caterpillar all their life. It must be really weird. And then right here, uncross those arms, make a mountain shove once, and come over across to the other side. Step in, hands come to the heart, and step out. Do 1 pushing. And then as you come back down, cross the hands low. Float up. And we'll work in the opposite direction. Princess in the valley. Again, very much like a butterfly opening their wings. It still blows my mind about metamorphosis. How a caterpillar can change into something with wings. And 1 more time, just for fun. Beautiful. Let those hands come in. 1 more moving mountains. And then big hug right in the corner. Turn it to the front, step back in. Let those hands go palm down and melt all the way. And then we'll go back to the beginning, sinking the chi 3 times. Inhale, lift, gather, and melt. Number 2. And the last one. Beautiful. And now bring your palms, your hands right up to your center. And when they float up to your heart, flip them up. So the palms are up, and then just press straight up and stretch. You can even look up if you like. Pressing and pressing. This is called holding up heaven like a pillar. So really hold heaven up there. And on an exhale, those hands swing out, let go of heaven, scoop back underneath, and float them back up your center. They get to your heart, flip them over, and press back up again, holding up heaven like a pillar. Everything stretches. Beautiful. Your next exhale, let those hands slide down again. Big circle out there. Scoop it up from the bottom, pulling it up right through your heart. They flip over and press up, holding up heaven like a pillar. Awesome. Inhaling and exhaling. And then just let it go with an exhale. Beautiful. Now let your hands float up in front, round out in a big circle, and then just keep them floating up. So you've got a circle with your head right in the center. And then keeping the weight in both feet, just tip that circle to the side. Lean it over. Feel the weight in both your feet and breathe. And on your next inhale, come up. Beautiful. And then exhale and tip it off to the other side. This is called tipping the moon. It reminds me of when the moon tips over through the trees onto some water. Let's do it again on this side. And then it reflects into the water below. So you can let that arm just drift down and be the reflection. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next inhale, the arm comes up and you come back to center. And on an exhale, we tip in the other direction and let that arm drift down and be the reflection in the water. And on your next inhale, bring it up and come back to center. Let your hands come down in the center. Big hug right here. Then go flat, melt down, and then back to the beginning, sinking the chi 3 times. Fabulous. Number 2. And the last one. And let's see, this time we're just going to drift. So shift your weight over. This knee bends a little more. And then come back to center. And then this knee bends a little more. And then you feel the weight shifting. 50-50 in both feet. And heavier in this foot. Come back to the center. And then heavier in the other foot. One more time and really press your weight into one foot, almost so much that the other foot can float up. Come back to center and then float it out. Excuse me. As we get over here, let's pick up that foot and tap it out. Just the heel. Let it kiss the floor. And then pick it up. Come back to center, slide over to the other side, pick that foot up, tap that heel. Beautiful. And bring it over. And lift and tap. Oh, the other dog's got something going on. And lift and tap. And now we're going to add on. So as we come over here and lift and tap, we're going to take this hand and slide it up right over that foot. And bring it in. Shifting over. The other arm comes up right over that foot. Let's practice that a couple more times. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you tap. Bringing it back in. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll do one more set. And then we'll add on. Last one with one hand. And then we'll add the second hand in. Beautiful. Now this first hand comes up where it belonged. The other hand slides up right next to that elbow. Sweep those hands down and around. Keep them moving. Tap that heel and join those hands in. This is called playing the peepaw, which is a musical instrument that often accompanies Tai Chi, traditional Tai Chi in China. It's a stringed instrument, and if you heard it, you would recognize it. Last one, exhaling right here. And inhaling as you change. And exhaling right here. Beautiful. And now this time, we're going to go ahead and play the peepaw right here, but we're going to add on. So this bottom hand sweeps around to the top. Top hand sweeps around to the bottom. Take the top hand away for just a second. Press that accelerator foot down. Wind up a little bit to one side and then toss out to the other side. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch a cartoon, and this character would have a stack of plates on his hand, and he just went, whoosh, and he set the table. And it was my job to set the table, so I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So whatever you're tossing out, just make sure it makes you smile. And then bring the other arm back in, and we'll do the actual movement. This arm sinks straight down, the other arm tosses out, and this movement is called parting the wild horse's mane. And really what that means is bringing order out of chaos. So the wild mane is a mess, and we're going to detangle it. Come back to the center and play the peepaw on the other side. Sweep those hands back in again, play the peepaw on this side. Beautiful. And then we're going to do it one more time right over here. And then go ahead and sweep the hands around to make the moon. Top hand will go away. Press that accelerator down. A little turn here and a little toss there. Beautiful. Oh, I see my friends have gone away. I'm going to back up just one tiny bit so you can see my feet better. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we'll bring the other hand back in to make the moon. And it just sinks. And we're actually combing out the mane of the horse. It's a wild mane. So it's got snarls and tangles and all kinds of craziness. And we're just combing our fingers through and making it smooth and shiny and silky. Beautiful. And now come back in, circle the arms around, stepping in. Big hug right here in the middle. Hands go flat, melt it down. And then we'll go back to the beginning and sink the chi 3 times. Fabulous. Inhaling and exhaling. And last one. Beautiful. And now let's do something different. So separate your feet out a little bit wider, as wide as you're comfortable, right? So my pants are a little tight today. I'm going to stretch them up a little bit so I can sit. And I'm going to pretend like I'm sitting on a stool, like there's a stool right under there. Okay? Hands are going to scoop up in the front, right together. And then when they get about to your face, one hand is going to stretch out with your fingers like that. That's your arrow. The other hand reaches out, pulls the bowstring all the way back. Keep your eye on the target and then let go of the arrow. And let that hand stretch out all the way out there and scoop back in. This movement's called shooting the vulture. So this finger comes up like it's forming your target. Pull that bowstring back all the way out, elbows up, and let go. And both hands kind of relax. You stretch out to that side, come back to the center, pull it in. How low do you bend your knees? It doesn't matter. If it's not comfortable for you to bend your knees all the way down, then don't do that. Stretch as far as it's comfortable. If this is as far as it's comfortable, then do that. Pulling that bowstring back, shoot that vulture, and stretch out and bring those arms back in. One more time. Boom. Inhale and scoop back in. Beautiful. And you can heel toe your feet back together. Bring it up. Big hug. That was interesting. And melt it down. And then back to the beginning, sinking the chi. 3 times. This is the second one. And this is the last one. Beautiful. And now let's try something else. Bring your hands up, palm up, right to your heart. Take one hand, flip it down. It doesn't matter which hand flips down. And press down. Press, press, press. The other hand, palm up, twists around and presses up. And now you're going to push down and pull up, push up, push down. Stretching both sides. This is called separating heaven and earth. And on an exhale, bring those hands back to the center and flip them over and do the other side. Push and push in opposite directions. Inhaling and exhaling. Fabulous. And on an exhale, come back to the center and we'll do that again. Exhale as you push out. Stretching both sides up and down. And exhale as you come back down. And inhale right there, and then exhale as you push out again. Stretching, stretching. And of course, if anything hurts, don't do that. You don't have to do what I'm doing. There's no rules. There are no Tai Chi police. Come on back around. Open out. Sweep it back in. And then let it melt down. No Tai Chi police. Hands are going to just stretch out. Press your heart forward like that. Just press it out. And now you're going to take your chin, or I'm going to take my chin, and turn my head to the side. Gently, gently, gently. And then my chin and shoulders form one unit, and I twist them to the back corner. And then my hips get involved, and I twist even more. Exhaling so I can twist a good twist. And then inhale as you come back around to the corner, to the side, and finally bring your chin forward. And here we go to the other side. Exhale, chin to shoulders. Continue that exhale, shoulders to the back corner. And get your hips involved and all the way back as far as you can. Scald wise owl looks behind. Come on back around front, nice and slow. Gently, gently. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Head to the shoulders. Shoulders and head move as one to the corner, and then keep going and twist to the back. See how far you can look. And then on a gentle inhale, slide everything back forward again. Keep pressing your heart out if you can. Turning your head to the side. Let those shoulders turn to the corner, and then everything looks behind. Fabulous, wise owls. And come along around to the corner and back to the side and bring your chin to the front. Beautiful. That feels so good. Just make your spine twist around. Big hug in the center. Melt it down. And then sink the chi 3 times. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling as you lift and gather. Think about the gather part. I just don't add that word in indiscriminately. You're gathering in the chi right in front of you and pulling it into your heart. Beautiful. And now, let's do something really cool. Float those hands up, then about heart space, bring the palms forward and keep floating them up all the way over your head. And then let them melt down right behind your head, right behind your ears, and they're touching your hair. Let them slide around the front of your sides of your neck and the front of your arms, underneath your arms, and then along your spine on either side. Just make them touch. A little pressure is okay. Keep going down the back of the legs and go however far you can. I'm going to go all the way down this time, but you can stop wherever you need to. Slide forward wherever you've gone down to the lowest point, and then float those hands up slowly, connecting heaven and earth. And exhale as you come back down. Inhale whenever you need to. And just make sure you've got those nice, relaxed exhales. Coming all the way down. This time I'll just go to my knees and come around in the front. Inhale as I come up. And exhale to come down. It's like a little massage. Just a little bit of pressure all the way around. Beautiful. Come on down. All the way down. Sink, sink, sink if you can. And then stretch it out right across the ground and then float up. Beautiful. Arms come out to the sides. And then melt down. Fabulous. And now we'll add on. So we're going to go ahead, float back up again and make the moon. Beautiful. Step out to the side where your lower hand is. And just let this hand sink down and the other arm floats up. Okay. Straight arm here. Float it up. And then open it out right over that leg. Sit back and circle up your moon again. One hand sinks, the other arm lifts, and then you expand. Fabulous. And one more time. Exhaling here. Beautiful. And this back hand will slide forward, up and over, stretching it out. Pivot that toe around, and your arms keep moving around. All the weight comes on this foot so you can step in, and then step out to the other side. Sink the arm, lift the arm, and then open out. And yes, you can lean. Yeah? Come back to center. Sink and lift, and lean it out. Beautiful. One more time. Grab up your moon. This is your exhale as you perform the movement. And that bottom hand slides up and out and around and over. Pivot this toe around to the front. And then bring it back around. And we'll add on. So stepping out to the corner. Sink and lift. Expand those hands. And then this bottom hand slides up. And it kind of catches the other hand like it's got a magnet on it. And they both slide back down. And then just loop that around again. Stretching out and looping back. Inhaling and exhaling. Big fan of breath here. And when the hands come up to the top, this hand sinks down, stretches out, goes up and over. Pivot that toe back around and come back in and make your moon on the other side. And then stepping out, sink and lift one time, open and expand. This hand slides up and they both slide back. And don't forget, you can twist as you loop around, right? Turning from the side or the corner back to front. And that's number 2. And this is your last loop. And this hand on the top comes down, goes out, circles up and over, toe pivots, and then you continue on and make your moon this side. Stepping out, sink and lift, open, expand, and we'll add on. So we're going to slide up, bring it back down, and then continue on and floating it up to the corner. Cross the wrists, turn back to that knee, and then just press a little bit. We'll do that again. Sliding back, Floating up in the corner, cross the wrists, turn and press. Slide down, float up, cross the wrists, turn and press. And the hand closest to your chest comes in and slides back, down, up, over. As your weight shifts, pivot that foot. Both arms come out. Stepping in, make the moon. Step out, sink and lift and expand. Slide up, come back down, adding on, floating up to this corner. Cross the wrists again and press. And we'll do that 2 more times. Sliding down, floating up, crossing the wrists, turn and press. Last one. Inhaling here, exhaling as you press. That inside hand comes in and down, up and over. When your weight's ready, shift that toe. Come back around, stepping in, stepping out, and we'll add on. Sink and lift, open, expand, slide up, slide down, lifting to the corner, cross the wrists as they come around, press, and now separate the hands on either side of that leg. Sit back and guess what? We're moving mountains here. Push. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. And last one. Inhale, exhale. And this time, all you need to do is sit back and open that arm. Opening, opening, and then changing your weight. Make the moon on this side, stepping out. Sink and lift, expand. This is called ward off. Lift up, slide down. This is called yield. Float up to the corner. This is actually called squeeze. And then again, open the hands. Sitting back, inhale and exhale as you push. Beautiful. 2 more. Last one. And there you go. Sitting back. Open the arms. Pivot that toe. And now we'll do everything all at once. This total move is called grasping the sparrow by his tail. So here we are opening the curtain to find the sparrow. We scoot up, grasp his tail, bring him back in, catch him up in the corner, a little better grip, but not too tight. Bring him to the window, and then opening the window, we set him free. Coming back to the center, we'll do that on the other side. Big circle right here, make the moon. Stepping out, sink and lift. Open and expand, see that sparrow. Grasp him by the tail, gently, gently. Up in the corner, get a better grip. I always think that these are his wings. Stick him in the window in the corner. And open that window and set him free. Beautiful. Coming back in, just open those arms and you're in the center. Big hug right here. Melt it down. And then now let your arms stretch out to the sides and float all the way up to the top. And then your fingers just kind of drip down the center line. They don't touch, but they're right along the center line. At the center of your body, they'll stop and bounce up to your heart and then stretch out and around. You can sink down if you like. Float it right back up to your core, your belly button. Float that up to your heart and then just let all that chi float down to your toes. And then one more time, floating up to the top. Fingers drip down like rain. Focusing that chi energy right along your center line. When it gets to your core, bring it up. And when it gets to your heart, form a diamond with your outstretched index fingers and thumbs, and then press forward. Press, press, press. inhaling and exhaling. And on your next exhale, let it melt back down. That was called opening the heart. And now we'll just go ahead and sink the chi. If your hands are tingling or your fingers are tingling, that's the chi circulating. Congratulations. And one last time, sinking the chi. And as your hands get to the bottom, whatever foot you stepped out on, step back in. And now, as a little tribute to yourself, a nice little bow was very apropos. And that is your Tai Chi Fit session for today. I'm so happy you could be with me. And if you liked this and want to do more with me, please subscribe to this channel and your computer will let you know whenever I've got another video up. I do standing videos and seated videos, and they're accessible to you 24/7. So until I see you next time, remember the sun is always shining, even if you can't see it. Have a great day. Bye.